This is really smart coming from Team Malaysia. You take away a Kufra, expecting that maybe, if Team Myanmar decides to go for a cheese fanny, it's a great way to do with it, and also denies away the Kufra pickup to the side of Team Myanmar if they decide to use it to deal with the mobilities of 1-1. So I like the adaptation, but Team Myanmar, they're doubling down on the Paquito, and this is going to be the jungle Paquito coming from Team Myanmar.
Jungle Paquito is very strong right now in the current meta, deals a lot of damage and has a lot of utility, and is not a bad choice to go up against the jungle Karina, but is actually quite heavily countered by the Kufra as well, because it's a hero that relies heavily on mobility.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the second match, and these are your players representing both Malaysia as well as Myanmar. And they are going to be heading in towards the Land of Dawn for the 31st SEA Games here in Vietnam 2021. And I'm looking forward to see what kind of gameplay is Team Myanmar going to be able to bounce back with this composition, or will Team Malaysia get the clean 2-0? But as of yet, what I do know is Team Malaysia is going to be on the blue side and Team Myanmar on the red side.
We can see two Purifies coming out from Team Myanmar on Oh My Jenny and Benno, so they are afraid of the CC that's going to be coming out of Zorn, and we know that he can play very aggressively. Right now, they already started by trying to invade the enemy purple buff, but very wisely, PS has started with the orange instead.
Yep, seems like this is going to be the case there as well. Momo going up against Gumi going for the sniper instead in the early matchup to go in for the harassments. And Invades is going to be on his way. Zor going to be making a little bit of play. Great setups coming from him as well. Immediately chunks down an early flicker. And here comes the recall that Zorn is known for. Myanmar, they have to back off.
Even at the SEA Games, the man decides that he wants to recall spam. This is just classic Zor. Oh, very well played here by Benno, getting that last hit on the gold crab to steal it from Foreman.
Yeah, nicely done. That's going to help him accelerate his farm where Team Myanmar is going to need him to do so, especially into the later stage of the game to deal with the carry. But as of yet, it's still too early to count them out yet. But as of now, Team Malaysia, what is going to be the response? Turtle is going to be up in 35 seconds down bottom, but before they hit down, they are looking for some sort of gang rotations, and seems like the invade is going to be the way to go. And Chiku, he manages to steal the purple buff against PS.
That's unfortunate. PS did not have his retribution up. He had just used it earlier, which meant that that was a free purple buff going over to Chiku. This is an excellent start for Malaysia, and that's exactly the kind of map control they want to have this early on in the game. Turtle coming up in 10 seconds.
Exactly. Turtle is going to be the way to go. Team Malaysia, they're forcing a fight for Maze, trying to bait this out as well. Chiku will secure the gold crab for himself, but the retribution is going to be up in 8 seconds, so now is the best time to go for Turtle. The rest of Team Malaysia are in position, as Team Myanmar a little bit late to the party. It looks like they might consider forcing the fight. PS wants to go for it, but nope, unfortunately gets stopped in this track, and you can see immediate follow-ups coming from Malaysia. Beautiful catch coming from Moon to get the kill, and that is going to be not one, but 2 kills in the bag of Team Malaysia.
You can't even blame PS for being out of position there. That Mystic Field from Moon was perfect and so fast to stop him in his tracks, allows Chiku to steal the turtle away, and then Zorn even stops his escape with the bouncing ball.
Look at the traps coming from Moon as well. He's just so confident. He knows that he is going to get those shots in, and he will immediately go in for the shutdown. Zorn, however, is almost a level ahead against Black, who's arguably supposed to be the roamer and mirror matchup for each other, and this is not looking good for Team Myanmar if this keeps up.
Yeah, but we can see that Momo is getting zoned out of lane by Gumi right now in the early game. The Beatrix is going to be much more effective as compared to the 1-1, so Team Malaysia might have to put a bit more focus into ensuring he gets his farm. Formase going to be cutting out the wave in the EXP lane as well, and we can see that Oh My Jenny was sent home as Momo going to get targeted by the Circling Eagle again. He wants to get the crossbow of Tang, and looks like Zorn coming in, gets the Tyrant's Rage, going to pound him against the wall, but Nibiru's passion gets the kill onto the Kufra.
Oh, nicely done coming from Gumi as well. He knows that Momo is going to be coming in as well. If Momo decides to go in for a little bit more further to proc crossbow, that will get immediately obliterated. Great positioning coming from Gumi. However, on bottom side, they do get the pick up on towards Benno, and on top of the Dawning Light to further overkill that fight. But seems like Team Myanmar, they are going to be winning their gold lane, but the other side of the lane is going to be completely obliterated from Team Malaysia.
That's a problem here for Team Malaysia. Gumi getting a full tower at this stage of the game is going to be massive for him. And that's a lot of farm going over to the Beatrix. Momo now going to have less safe space to farm. And considering that this is Malaysia's basically primary win condition, they have to give him a little more space.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but seems like the turtle once again going to be the priority coming from Team Malaysia's second turtle in his back, but at the same time, 4 mains is going to be flickering out a situation, but it's just enough space for Chiku to get the job done and seal the deal. But Team Malaysia, do they want to re-engage? Dorn extends his Tyrant's Revenge, doesn't connect, but playing it a little bit safe. Moon, however, getting caught out. As you can see, Jenny looking for the procs, and that is going to be the sprint forced out of Moon to get out of safety.
Oh, 4 mains is going to be ganked down in the bottom lane as well. He wants to trade for Gumi, but it's not enough. He gets picked off, which means that Team Malaysia are going to be focusing on Mobo's lane instead. Benno will be able to clear up the wave. So Myanmar doing a good job of matching up to Team Malaysia's network.
Yep, beautiful stuff coming in from Team Myanmar, but that is going to be the goal plating down. 5 minutes mark is on its way. The next play is going to be up in 75 seconds, but Team Malaysia as well as Myanmar, they've got to figure out on how they scale into the game. We do see Benno having a little bit more levels now, but eventually he needs to hit this level 11 timings before he starts to get extremely tanky. Chico, however, looking for the next prey, and it seems like Team Myanmar, they're looking to go in for the challenge. The Sanguine Claw misses the mark, but they do force out the Retribution up for PS, means that is going to be a very, very farmed up Paquito, I guess.
We can see that there has been a lane swap by Team Myanmar. They're now putting Benno in the top lane against Momo and swapping Gumi down to the bottom lane. They want to use this Beatrix's advantage to win lane against 4 mains because they know that Esmeralda isn't going to be able to do so. PS looking for the engage.
Yep, seems like they are going to be splitting out as well. Chico reveals himself. They are going to lose Zorn in this vicinity. Team Myanmar will get a very, very nice pickup. However, 4 mains looks like he is going to go for the Abyssal Strike. Connects on 2. Chico finally goes for the strike. Gets Gumi now looking for a little bit more. Beautiful stuff, but Black needs to run for his life. Moon, however, not going to be able to assist in that fight just because he was Zona down mid. Dawning Light comes mid. Not exactly sure where Moon is aiming for, but seems like that is going to be a little bit of a vision control. But before that, let's take a look at the items real quick from both of these teams.
Obviously, Gumi going to be very rich right now. Already completed the Blade of Despair. 5k net worth total on himself. And that means this Beatrix is going to be the primary issue for Team Malaysia. But if they're able to hold on long enough, Xavier and Wanwan will definitely outscale it.
Agreed. Third turtle in the hands of Team Malaysia as this continues to scale. But as of now, Myanmar, they're not wasting any sort of resources. They want to keep up in terms of economy and they try to make some sort of plays. But what's the game plan coming from Team Myanmar? Because as of now, PS is level 9 and is 1 level behind Chiku, who's arguably the jungler of the team. It feels like he needs to make some sort of plays, but it's just so very difficult as of yet.
I think what Myanmar can do right now is that PS just goes for the backline, but Zorn getting a nice Tyrant's Raise. Not going to be able to stun them up though, using 2 Purifies to make sure that his ultimate just doesn't do anything, but trading that for those battle spells is going to be pretty big. We can see Gumi going to be able to snipe down the mid turret, but Chiku is able to block it to keep that alive for now. Meanwhile, PS got to find 4 mains in the bush, not going to engage.
Yep, Chiku understands that they do want to get a middle control because if they lose this middle tower, means that Team Myanmar is going to completely have free reign for the invade. So a little bit of mistakes coming from Team Malaysia early on, but still it doesn't really matter. Gumi's got the rage, he will poke the middle turret. That is going to be map control in Team Myanmar's ballpark.
That has to be pretty frustrating for Team Malaysia, just losing your turret like that through no fault of your own. Circling Eagle onto 4 mains, putting Blacks out of position here. Abyssal Strike doing a lot of damage as 4 mains follows up. Dawning Light not quite enough as the shield from Guiding Winds keeps Black alive.
I'm surprised Chiku not opting to go for the play, but considering that there is a middle minion down middle, Team Malaysia, they don't want to overextend this play. Chiku deciding if he wants to go for the bush check, but it seems like he is not going to go for it, and he does have a bigger fish to fry, and that's going to be Gumi. Look at this. Reveals his position, but Gumi, gonna back off. Seems like Chiku is going to farm off a little bit more.
Right now, though, in terms of net worth, both teams are very even. Myanmar just slightly ahead, but it's a negligible amount. So both teams are just trying to buy time for their late-game heroes to start coming online. I do have to be a little bit wary for Team Malaysia because Myanmar, their late game is quite scary.
Yep, agreed. But as of yet, Momo has been laying low for a number of times. It looks like this is going to be the first play. He does have the cross-border crossbow attack. He's slowly chipping away at those Esmeralda. Finally pops it, tries to get a couple kills, but they've got the sustain. The Daunting Line not going to do too much, but Team Malaysia, they dropped the ball. They cannot afford to do this, but a beautiful slow from Moon to salvage the situation, but they will lose Chiku in the process. Not looking good for Team Malaysia as of yet.
That is actually just really unlucky for Chiku. He died to the Lord's swing. He would have gotten out of there just fine with the blade dance. But just really unlucky. Gumi doing a lot of damage to Moon as well.
Oh, whoa. Team Myanmar just giving it hard, making it hard for Team Malaysia as of yet. As you can see, they're slowly building up those items, and that is going to put Gumi in a very, very favorable position. We're having the Weapon Master on the Beatrix means that his damage is going to scale even harder towards the later stage of the game. But as of yet, what I do know, this is finally some sort of relief that Team Myanmar has been eyeing for as well in terms of getting the lead over Team Malaysia.
Yeah, they're quite comfortable right now. The net worth lead isn't actually that big just yet, and Malaysia will have no problem clearing up this Lord, but they have to avoid taking any more mistakes, taking any more team fights that they're unable to do. They need more time for Momo and Moon to come online, and they cannot give out more map control to Team Myanmar.
Oh no, Formay is getting picked off. He wanted to go for the split push potential. Unfortunately, Team Myanmar, they perfectly understand the situation. Ignore the Dirov. Don't give the Esmeralda to Dirov. What we do, we take them out as a team, and that's going to be the ballpark coming in. And Team Malaysia with one man down means that Team Malaysia is going to be forced to go for the split push potential. And it seems like that is going to be the case as Chiku tried to go for it, but Team Myanmar is just scouring and going for the hunt, clearing every single bushes, looking for their next prey. And it seems like this is going to be the point of interest coming from Team Myanmar.
Yeah, Fenno has already scaled up to the point where it's very difficult to kill him as well. Daunting Light chunking them out a fair bit, but it's not going to be enough right now. And Zorn is starting to encounter a little bit of the problem with Kufra nowadays. The hero simply is not tanky enough to deal with the amount of burst damage that is becoming prevalent in the current meta.
Oh, Momo almost wanted to go for the proc on the crossbow tanks, but seems like they are going to force the issue. The Daunting Light comes in, connects on 5, but at the same time is not enough of damage. Team Malaysia, they're propping a little bit too much, but finally, Momo baits them out of the situation, changes the crossbow tanks, gets 1, gets 2, looking for a little bit more, and Team Myanmar, they're scrambling, they're underestimating the power of the 1-1, and that is going to be the shutdown. Triple kill for Momo, and for Maze, as well as Zorn, is going to clean out the rest of Team Myanmar, and just like that, they completely wipe them all out.
This is the absolute threat of 1-1. There's a reason I've been saying this is the late game hero. That crossbow of tank instantly securing a double kill for Momo and allowing him to follow up. And then Zorn getting a nice Tyrant's Rage to finish off Team Myanmar, instantly turning things around. For Team Malaysia, they now have the net worth lead, and they want to take as many structures as possible.
Oh, patience has paid off. Team Malaysia waiting for the right moment to strike, and they got it. The perfect wombo combo, and Team Myanmar wasn't expecting that at all. However, it's not over yet. Even though they've got a team wipe, look at the economy. Pay attention to it. It's not really a big margin of lead from Team Malaysia, so technically, Team Myanmar still has the tools to actually fight back. However, Team Malaysia, they are going to try and open up the map for the next Lord fight, and Team Myanmar is gotta force this fight.
Team Myanmar now are definitely aware of the fact that Momo is the primary threat. As long as they deal with this 1-1, they have nothing to be worried about. So Team Malaysia are going to be focusing very heavily on ensuring Momo gets the proc, that crossbow of tank. This is going to come down very heavily to Chiku, Zorn, and Formase. I think at this point, they are absolutely fine with sacrificing themselves as long as it means Momo gets that crossbow of tank.
Agreed, Team Malaysia. Looking for the setup. Doesn't seem to be able to find any sort of pickups. Benno's going to be setting up top to defend against Formase, but this is a good matchup for Formase. I think he wants this fight. As soon as they see Benno up there, you can see the rest of Malaysia go in for the kill, and they find a big catch, and now immediately going for inhibitor. Team Myanmar, they're making their way towards the Lord Pit. However, Team Malaysia, are they going to contest this, or are they going to force the inhibitor? But seems like Team Myanmar, they make the right play. They will take the Lord right from the nose. The Daunting Light comes in, doesn't connect. But Team Malaysia, they're not giving up yet. They want to go and pick up the stragglers of Team Myanmar. They're separated, they're isolated. Momo poking them all out. They're stuck in the tier 2. Here comes the rest of Malaysia. They wipe the floor with them once again. 3 down, but the Lord is still in Myanmar's favor.
That's going to be a good trade for Malaysia as they find 2. Not to mention Benno being caught out earlier in exchange for the Luminous Lord. They shouldn't have too much problem dealing with this. But I do kind of feel like Malaysia underestimated Myanmar's damage a little bit. They thought they would be able to rotate over to the Lord in time to challenge it. I think they should have just gone for the inhibitor instead.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But at the same time, it was such a risky play. It all come down to whether or not get kills or objectives. But as of yet, in terms of economy, Malaysia, they finally get a little bit more lead. But look at this. Momo is currently almost max slotted as well. This 1-1 is starting to get a very, very difficult to deal with. Finally, level 15 coming in from Momo.
This is going to be rough for Myanmar now, but the same can be said for Team Malaysia. They cannot allow Momo to get caught out because now that we're hitting the 15-minute mark, cooldown timers are gonna start becoming quite an issue. And considering that there really aren't a lot of towers left on the map, losing out important members at this stage of the game is going to be massive.
Agreed. Now, with Chico having the anti-Kyros, we are going to be expecting a little bit more aggression coming from Chico to focus onto the dive on Luzumi. Once you get the anti-Kyros wrong, that means overall CC damage coming in from him is going to be very, very much reduced. So that's going to be a very, very small margin to talk about, but it all comes down to execution. However, for Mace, he is going to get a taste on his own medicine. He's going to try and make a run for it, but seems like Team Myanmar is not so confident to try and make a play right now.
That was an instant retreat from Myanmar. Once they realized they couldn't engage on 4 maze, they just backed up. Zorn going in with the conceal, but Myanmar has already gotten away, so they're not going to be able to catch them out. But they do force Myanmar back into their base, and that's exactly what Team Malaysia want right now. The less space they have on the map, the less farm they get.
Now, Orange Pup is on a Momo, but at the same time, Benno's got a Blade Armor, as well as the Divine Clay's purchase coming from Jen. It means that the Cecilion is going to start to scale a little bit more. So it's all about those snaps. And Team Myanmar, they do have the tools to fight back, and Team Malaysia cannot afford to make this kind of mistakes. But they do kind of, going for a couple of pokes here and there. You can see Moon slowly going for a check, but the Thorny like comes, it connects on half, but Team Malaysia, they don't really care. You can see they're not even bothered to clear the minions. They want to freeze the lane so that they can push the Lord, and this is very, very smart coming from Team Malaysia. They just don't want to give the economy back into Myanmar's pocket.
They're just allowing Zorn and Moon to threaten Myanmar and keep them within their base so that the rest of the team can get some farm, and they're waiting for the Lord to come back up. However, Myanmar has successfully pushed out of their base for now, so they will be able to challenge this Lord if Team Malaysia tries to go for it. I think they're trying to bait that in because 4maze is pushing the bottom lane.
Exactly, they're looking for the split push potential as well. Team Malaysia, they are going to try and threaten Inhibitor, but as soon as the Esmeralda reveals his position down bottom, means that Team Malaysia is a little bit more comfortable to contest for the Lord, but still, it's all about the waiting game. Team Malaysia still making not any moves yet. It all comes down to mistakes and movements from Team Myanmar. You can see the paranoia from the side of Team Myanmar is just unreal as they try to open up the map. Chico does scout out the information. Zorn finally goes for the pressure. However, is this the wise call coming from Team Malaysia?
Doesn't seem like it, and they're going to wisely retreat from this. They know that multiple members of Team Myanmar are here right now. They're aware that Gumi is not with them, but it's still too dangerous to try and challenge this. They're gonna let Momo solo the Lord and buy time on the rest of the map so that Team Myanmar don't know that they are taking it.
Very difficult plays. Purple buff gonna be contested as well. Team Malaysia looks like they are gonna try and pick a fight, but on the side, you can see 4maze getting completely focused on as well, and he gets taken out, but he gets a trade coming in from side Team Moon. And the Line comes in, but the crossbow of tanks coming in from Momo is going to get a little bit more as the Jenny gets picked off, and this is huge for Team Malaysia to go in for the fight.
Yeah, that was really well played by 4maze. Yes, he definitely bit off more than he could chew challenging Gumi there, but he was ready to sacrifice his life because he knew that Moon had enough damage to finish off the Beatrix, and that is the only member of Team Myanmar that is actually truly a threat at this stage of the game. So Chiku can now start working on the Lord as the rest of his team zones out Myanmar into their base.
Nicely done coming from Team Malaysia, but as of yet, looks like the zone comes in. The Online Light doesn't seem to do a little bit onto his back, but they can opt to threaten this. But just by this play coming from Team Malaysia, they completely forcing Team Myanmar to stay at the base, and the Lord is going to be safely secured in the hands of Team Malaysia. However, ooh, that's a big snipe, and an instant reply from Team Malaysia to say, hello, I can play this game too.
Momo has now completed his Malefic Roar. I do believe that is going to be his final item. If we look at his item build, yes, he is now full on items. This 1-1 is going to be doing a lot of damage, even to the tankier members of Team Myanmar. So they absolutely cannot allow this crossbow of Tang to activate. Luminous Lord now pushing up top lane. And Team Malaysia, they are timing all the waves to hit the base at once.
Yep, very, very nicely done as well. But Team Malaysia, as of yet, they do have all max slaughter. Meanwhile, Team Myanmar, they're trying to finish up their final items before this next team fight. But I don't really know if it's going to be enough, because as of yet, the minions are coming in, the Lord coming on the top side as well. Team Malaysia, they've got a choose side, and it seems like they are going to go for every single side.
Oh.
No, the catch coming in. Moon almost getting caught off. He's going to be able to sprint out alive. Fortunately for him, but he still has the Dawning Light. They need this one play, but the inhibitor will be focused down from side Team Malaysia. They are not taking any sort of risk yet, as just because of Moon, how low Moon's HP is as of now.
Yeah, they're going to make the choice not to go for an overly aggressive play. I think if Moon didn't get tanked out so low, Team Malaysia might have actually looked for a fight there, but they're not going to take the risk, knowing that one of their primary sources of damage isn't going to be able to stay in the fight for long. They are satisfied with a single inhibitor.
Yeah, that's going to be the safe play coming in, but as this game progresses, well, Myanmar is also going to be sailing a little bit more, but here comes the catch, and this is huge. They pull back the combo, and that's going to be the chase line coming in as well. Jenny's going to be focused down. Black is going to be the first to fall. That is going to be the Romo. However, Momo looking to change for the crossbow attacks, but Myanmar, they have learned their lessons. They are going to back off and respect this. So that is a big catch coming from Team Malaysia.
Yeah, they lose out Black, but all things considered, that's actually not so bad for Team Myanmar. Out of all of their members, that is going to be the least impactful pickoff for Team Malaysia. What is important to note is that another 50 seconds before the next Lord comes out. So Team Myanmar can't afford to give up too many more members. They gotta make sure they are all alive to challenge this, because this is going to be the final evolution of the Luminous Lord.
Very, very long stuff into this fight as well. Team Malaysia going for the zone. You can see 4May doing a fantastic job, but it seems like it's going to be split push potential. But let's take a look at the items real quick. Everyone's pretty much max slaughter except for the Sicilian, who's opting to go for the Ice Queen's wand as a final purchase, as well as the Matilda, potentially I would say a Tina shield to deal with the Karina as well as the Xavier.
We're now reaching the point in the game where basically every player is going to be maxed out in terms of items. So the net worth difference isn't going to matter too much. It all comes down to gameplay and execution. Myanmar wants to buy more space. They know the Lord is back up. Sanguine Claw is going to be catching out Tiku. They're doing damage to Benno, but he is tanky. He will be absolutely fine. Momo wants to look for the crossbow of Tang, but Benno instantly gets pulled back by the guiding wind. Forme is going to be in a lot of trouble, but certainly Eagle pulls Black forward. They're going to be able to catch up Benno as well, but he pulled back with the guiding wind. Zorn's going to be able to catch up Black. They find him. Crossbow of Tang has been activated, but it's all going on Winter Trunkian by Benno, but he won't be able to survive. Dawning Light picks him off. Shiku jumps into the backline. Winter Trunkian gonna be keeping Oh My Jenny alive for now as well, but they find the double kill onto Gumi. Only Oh My Jenny and PS are surviving now against all 5 members of Team Malaysia.
Oh, that was a huge tug of war. Myanmar, they found the opportunity. They whipped the Dawning Light. It was good, but at the same time, Team Malaysia was able to buy time. But now, oh my goodness, Sword! What was that? That was the sickest Cyrus Rage I've ever seen. And he gets the chain up, and that is it for Team Myanmar, as Malaysia gets a 2-0 victory against Team Myanmar.
A well-deserved victory to Team Malaysia, as they're able to turn around the early game advantage of their opponent and secure themselves the first 2-0 victory of the 31st SEA Games, putting them firmly in second place in Group A, tied with Myanmar.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful game coming from Team Malaysia. Going up